part of the world. So today we're going to be talking about how you can find that research paper. Um, I know sometimes it's tough when we're working on a budget and then maybe the grant is kind of limited and we're trying to get one research paper or a bulk of research papers. What do we do? How do you find those research papers and cut down the costs? So here I have actually summarized just the five five options that we can use to get research papers. What are these five options? ResearchGate, EndNote, Hinary, on paywall extension, and the Google search option. So these five options have been summarized into the usual acronyms because I love acronyms. RE-HUG, right? So let's get into it. ResearchGate. That paper you're looking for, you could just type out, copy and paste the title, and then paste it into Google, into the ResearchGate platform, the search area, and then it normally comes up. You can now request a full text from the author. Usually the authors are actually on ResearchGate. And another thing you could do is you could send a mail to the author. It makes it more direct, it makes it more personal, saying, please, I need this paper, can I get it by this time period? I noticed if you define a particular time period, it kind of gives this urgency to your request compared to you just typing in a full text request, right? Just a normal random full text request when they don't know who you are. An introduction, why you need it, and a timeline will really help to get or make sure that you get that full text that you're requesting for. Then EndNote. If you use EndNote, that's another very valuable resource. You can actually just import the abstracts, the title and the abstracts into the EndNote file, and the EndNote file actually has an automatic search option. You can just search for the full text of the papers you're looking for. Or another option could be if you have a library, if you have an email address, or if you're connected to an institutional library, you can use your institutional library email address, sign in on EndNote, and then that would also give you access to the library repositories that your institution has access to. It also diversifies the number of results you're going to get for the full texts you're searching for. Next, Hinary. Now this is a very valuable resource for those who live in developing countries, because most of all these paywall papers are actually free for those who live in developing countries. So you could, if you have access to them, if you have an institutional email address, you can set up an account with them, sign in, and then look for the paper on this platform. I think you could also check the WHO repository. I wasn't so sure of that or where to go look for it. That's why I haven't added that to this set of options. But I believe the WHO repository has a lot of papers, so you can try checking that out too. On paywall, now this is a Google extension that gives you legal access to papers. The Chrome extension you download it from Google Chrome extensions, and what you do is it just stays there like an icon, and you search for papers. When you search for a paper, if you come across a paper and it's actually accessible for free, full open access, it comes up like a padlock that's open, a key lock that is open, and blinks green. That shows that you have legal access to those papers. If it doesn't come on, it just stays blank like that. It means you don't have access to the paper. And how on paywall works is, it goes looking for full text of the particular paper you're looking for, anywhere it could be on the internet. It searches it out and brings it out for you from anywhere it could be. And then you have legal access to the paper. And lastly, Google Scholar or Google Advanced Search. The way Google Advanced Search works is you go to the Google search button, search bar, and in there you type in the paper you're going to look for. Or what you do is, you can do it the advanced way before you type in the paper or after. But I notice what works for me is I go to the Google search advanced option, then there I type in the name of the paper, the title of the paper I'm looking for, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. and Google Scholar. Now, most times Google Scholar kind of like is attached to your institutional library. So when you go to Google Scholar, you type in the title of the paper. What happens for me, connected to where I am, you have two options come up right on top of each other. The top one will be where you can find it. It could be a HTML repository, it could be a PDF repository, just about anywhere it could be, or it could be the link to your institutional email address where you can, institutional library repository, where you can find access to the paper. So either of these two should work. Now, if all these fails, go buy a paper. You can rent it or you can buy it for, I think they have options, or depending on the particular journal that's housed in the paper, you could try checking those out, right? But try and exhaust all these first before you say, okay, I want to go buy or rent a particular full text. And remember, it all depends on your budget. A lot of finance to spare. You can actually just go straight to the journal and order it. But if you're working on a budget, please consider this, right? Again, it's Ruth from eHealth, right? And we provide medical writing services for people and anything that has to deal with research writing. So any of your medical research or writing projects you have, feel free to call on us. And if you click on the link down below, you find out that there is a guide to extensions that I'm sure you'll find very valuable, very useful for your browser experience and increased productivity online. It has recommended extensions I'm sure you'll find very useful. OnPayroll is one of them, so feel free to check it out. Download it below. You have a wonderful day, man. Bye.